Nice sweater.
Oh, thank you.
Looks very nice. It's very warm.
I appreciate it. It's cozy. It's like my cozy sweater.
It's cozy as shit.
Yeah. I have,
Give it here.
Oh, whoa.
Give it
Fuck.
here.
Oh, God. That's mine now. What if I give you the sweater, can I look in the kitchen?
No.
Oh.
I'll give you a sweater to keep you out of the kitchen. It was my turn to clean it. I had all week to do it, and I didn't.
Hey, things slip through the
Not
fingers.
all week. Like, it hasn't been dirty all week, but like every time we cook, and then one of us usually cleans. And
Listen,
I've been saying I'm gonna do it for like this is the third day, and I have not done it. So
things fall through the cracks sometimes. It's not a big deal. I do the
Yeah.
same things.
you know.
Also, we can't get ambushed by the fucking cat.
Oh, we totally can.
Knocking
the litter
over
box is in here, so
Son of a bitch.
I can
Son of
close
a
it.
bitch.
I can close the door all the way, but then
It's
they'll
just-
probably start pawing at it.
You know, I don't want another projectile camera situation.
I think the 3 legs on the tripod is going to be a little more stable than 2 nightstands stacked on top of each other.
It was so, I don't know, it was so fucking good
Yeah.
though. When it just like, just catapulted off that fucking
It
thing.
was something else.
It was amazing.
All right. Well, are you ready?
I'm here, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Born ready.
Welcome back to Big Bother, the 99% sure only podcast where we go through every season of Big Brother, one season at a time, one episode per season. And I just get to hear about it from Mason, who's seen them all. And
It's true. It's true.
it's honestly it's fun because sometimes I think I don't know where like the show ends and he just starts making up zany characters. Like, it's so stupid.
I'm gonna start
I'm
doing
like
that.
surely I have not fact checked him on any of this. So like for all I know, Chicken Dave is just like
Yeah, I could have made that up.
he could be an obscure fucking comic
Can
book
you
character.
imagine if I just concocted Mike Boogie out of my head?
I would have questions. I think if we were just like every person that has ever won Big Brother is just a different sub personality of Mason. He has what is it? Split personality
Yeah,
disorder.
it's like that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, when Big Brother finally ends, the final personality will emerge as James McAvoy.
I have actually great news about the show.
Okay.
We got our first celebrity endorsement from
Our show.
Yeah, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was in blackface, so we cannot air it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did it on camera. On
Yeah.
camera.
In blackface.
He said, "Big Bother, my favorite, the show that has not been published yet."
Yeah, we're not airing it. We're not airing it. I bought a
He's underground.
I bought a blackface Justin Trudeau cameo.
Because none of these, as of this recording, none of the episodes have hit YouTube yet.
That's
so
true.
He's underground. We're in a group chat together.
He's a true big botherer.
He is a big bother himself, isn't he?
Yeah. Boom.
So
Get blammoed.
Also get fucked, Justin Trudeau. Did he do blackface? Is that a thing?
I think twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Like,
was
was it
at
like-
Halloween parties dressed as a genie, and he had like
He couldn't be a white genie.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone would have had a problem with that.
I mean, he probably
Why
could
couldn't he
have
have been blue?
Beats me. You're gonna have to ask him yourself. You want me to buy another cameo and
Justin
ask him?
Trudeau, explain yourself.
Get-
Get in the comments,
We're gonna need you,
Mr. Trudeau.
Once we have the Big Bother Twitter page open, the messages, the DMs will be open. Slide in there.
All right. Well, do you think Twitter is still going to exist by the time we air this show?
Oh no, God no.
At this time, it's in what I can only describe as a tailspin.
Death spiral.
Of staff. So, you know, it's like the scene in Top Gun where Goose ejects and his head just hits to the top of the plane and it malfunctions. That's Twitter. Like Elon Musk came in and was just like, we're gonna get lean. We're gonna make Twitter better than it used to be. And then that just didn't work.
It's like the
He's
real
like,
life.
no, it's too lean.
It's like the real life Tony Stark bought Twitter, but it was the Tony Stark from the Avengers porn parody.
What were those called?
The Anal Vengers. The Ejaculators.
Oh, you're giving me options.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought this was a real thing. I'm sure it is.
The Aerial Avengers. The Avulvas.
Go ahead.
Um, the Urethra Avengers. Revenge of
Fun fact in the-
Volvoltron.
Fun fact in the porn parody. Never mind.
Say no. Say go put it out on the table.
In
Go on the blooper reel.
in the porn parody of the Avengers, Justin Trudeau plays Anthony Mackie's character. Wings and all.
God damn it! We're back into
All
Big
right,
Bother.
So last episode we finished the All Stars.
All Stars.
All Stars. That's the first one where winners from the past and players from the past came back.
A strong contender for one of the best seasons ever.
And that was season 7.
Yep. The year is now
Only 20 more to go, folks.
yeah, true. The year is now 2008. And CBS has to follow up their highest grossing season yet, Big Brother All Stars, with Big Brother Season 8. We've got a brand new cast. They walk into the house. They introduce each other. And the first thing that everyone notices, all the contestants notice, is that there's only 11 of them. Big Brother, at this point in time, has 14 contestants usually.
Yeah.
So the first question on everyone's mind is, well, there's probably going to be, I wonder if there's going to be more
Surprise guests,
Yeah.
something like that.
What's
More
the deal here?
twins.
And we're in
more exes.
exactly.
Something.
We're in the era of time where every cast tends to have like some kind of people who know each other, or some kind of thing like that goes on.
Yeah.
Julie, our beautiful host Julie Chen, comes on the TV in the house and says, well, hey, congratulations, welcome to Big Brother. We do want y'all to know we have a very special, fun twist for you this year, and it is called the Rivals Twist.
Tell me they got your high school bully to come and be on Big Brother with you.
You're not
Not
far
you,
off.
but like
You're not far off.
romantic rivals.
No. You actually kind of hit the nail on the head with one pair. The 3 remaining contestants in the house would be 3 people who have tense, like rivalistic relationships with 3 other people in the house. There was one girl in the house. Well, the other three contestants were sitting up in the HOH room, which was heretofore locked, and they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know why it was locked. Unbeknownst to them, the 3 rivals were sitting in the room. They had a special TV screen so they could watch their person that they knew interact with the other people in the house. The 3 rival pairs were as such: 2 women who hated each other in high school. So one of them was like kind of a high school bully situation. When asked about it, one of the 2 was like, oh, she borrowed like some very small amount of money from me in high school, never paid it back, and then I got upset with her and never spoke to her again. The other half said, oh yeah, I don't remember, she just hated me. So they didn't do a particularly good job on that one.
I don't think she knew she owed you for that pack
Yeah,
of Marlboros,
it's not-
that pack of fucking Newports that she bought you in high school. Yeah. God.
It was like a one-sided rivalry. I don't know if there's a word for that, but like just like one of the 2 rivals didn't know the other existed. But like apparently the girl who felt slighted just never let it go.
And also never said anything about it.
Yeah, and hated her to that day.
How did they even find out that they were rivals if she just kept it to herself this whole time?
Well, they eventually walked down the stairs, and I was like, "Oh, the
Yeah. Well,
girl
how
I-
does the production crew find out? Like when you apply to be on Big Brother, are they just like anyone you're holding a grudge against, and then they literally type it in? Like
I think so. I think that
Yeah.
had to be it because
I imagine there's a questionnaire when you apply to be on Big Brother.
like in one of the pairs of rivals, one of the 2 was clearly a big fan of the show, and the other of the 2 was like very clearly a recruit. So I imagine, as part of your big questionnaire, they're like, well, is there anyone you have a tense relationship with? Yeah. And then they maybe reached out to contact that person.
Fucking ridiculous. Get over it.
Yeah, well, Just
someone sitting there is like, man, the $12 I lent them, if I'd put it in the S&P 500 for the past 20 years, the returns on
$90
and reinvested all the dividends. Get the fucking money counter out. I could have bought a PS4.
Oh my god. Oh. Holy shit.
Man, if I had that $15 to put it to buy GameStop in early 2021,
you would have then pulled it all out, invested it all in NFTs, and lost it immediately in a very public scam.
Do you know how many digital pictures of a Gorillaz album I could have bought?
Probably a portion
of characters that appear on the Gorillaz albums.
One portion of one.
Nice.
Yeah, I think.
So that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
These are the things you hold on to in life and like viscerally hate people.
You know how much FTX stock she could have bought? Or I guess it's not a stock; it's crypto, right?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Oh.
Well, is it? So is it? They have their own cryptocurrency, I assume.
Yes.
Are they also a publicly traded company? Like their stock?
I believe they were because the CEO of their main competitor had a large stake in their company. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure.
Because FTX was a company that it was like a crypto exchange.
It was an exchange.
It was like a Coinbase.
Yes.
Sort of. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, those are all the things that this woman could have done with the money
with
owed.
a small amount of money, like less than $100.
Okay.
That she viscerally hated this woman Jessica over.
And I assume they went to high school in the early '90s.
Yeah,
$100 goes a long way back then. How many Pearl Jam albums could she have
I don't know. How many Jagged Little Pills? Stupid ass fucking. Okay, that's one rivalry. Okay, this is serious. This is tense. These two are at each other's throat.
I feel like the next one is like you killed my father.
The two are ex-gay lovers.
Ooh.
Of which one allegedly gave the other herpes.
Ooh. Way bigger of a fuck over than that.
Now watching them both, the names are Joe and Dustin. They both kind of seem like scumbags, but it could just be like
it's a coin flip over who gave who herpes at this point. You know what I mean?
So
good lord.
When Julie announces this, Joe is like a huge fan of the show. And he's like, oh, I bet they got my ex, Dustin, probably because he answered a question about him on the questionnaire he had to fill out. And he's like, yeah, that dude cheated on me and lied and manipulated me, and gave me herpes. And then it flashes up to the three up top, and Dustin's up there, and he's like, yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend. He's probably telling him I gave him herpes.
Yeah, we've heard it all before.
So I didn't sleep with anyone but him.
Same thing to my parents.
He's like, yeah, he was the first guy I was with. I didn't sleep with anyone else. He just is crazy, and I broke up with him very quickly. And then he said he got herpes. I regret it every day of my life. And the other two are just kind of laughing at him, like, oh, you got to deal with this.
Jesus Christ.
The last pair. Now this is probably what most people would consider the main characters of the season because of the amount of TV time they got, was Dick and Danielle Donato, who were an estranged father and daughter.
Okay.
Danielle cannot stand Dick, hates him. Dick is a bartender in...
Let him finish.
Yeah, hold on.
Let him
hold
finish.
on. Just don't click off yet. Dick is a bartender in Los Angeles who runs at this hardcore rock and roll bar, and he always goes around the house oh yeah, I know the guys in Motley Crue, or oh yeah, I used to drink with a guy from Aerosmith. He's got spiked hair, and he's all tatted up and got a bunch of face piercings. And all the other contestants are always usually oh, this fucking dude.
I know. I know exactly the type of person you're describing.
Exactly. Yeah. He does that all the time, and then the other house guests will be like, yeah, Dick's making shit up again. And then they'll flash out to his bar, and the fucking Motley Crue will be there oh yeah, we love Dick. I love this guy. No one believes him, but it's completely true. It's so funny. fucking funny. I think that was the best bit of the whole season.
Is that he really did know. He really
sure
hung out with
did.
Motley Crue. Yeah.
Everyone was just like, oh God, here he goes on again about these stupid rock bands.
Oh my God, that's fucking great. I love that.
So Dick and Danielle hate each other. Eventually, the three get led down the stairs, and everyone's like, oh, these three. Well, except Jessica, who's like, who the fuck are you again?
So there's three pairs of rivals.
Yep.
And then that's 6 people, and then there's just
eight
normies,
just like
8
guys.
regular peeps.
Yeah, including
well, as regular as people who go on Big Brother are.
That's true. Some of those folks have some pretty interesting stories.
Sure.
Another twist that got introduced that the house guests were not privy to was a new, I guess, game mechanic called America's Player. Too long had CBS just given America a choice of like, what contest do we do? What what do you want the luxury? Do you want them to receive? Oh, the people who are on slot for the week. Do you want them to also be given like oysters or lollipops and shit like that? They decided they were going to take one contestant.
Oysters.
Yeah, you take the oysters.
Well, you take the oysters.
Why would you give them lollipops?
I mean, just the value of the oysters is going to be astronomical.
Enormous to
the
CBS.
lollipop.
Yeah, CBS is going to spend.
You go to a bank, they give you a lollipop for free.
Yeah.
Like it's.
You go to a bank and you ask for oysters, and you get arrested that one time in 2014, and my mom wouldn't bail me out.
Yeah. Fuck off, Wells Fargo.
Fuck you.
Stop scamming your customers and buy some
you
fucking
go into
oysters
a bank
for a
and
change.
ask for oysters one time, and you get arrested.
Funny, actually, Wells Fargo actually took out a big order of oysters in my name without telling me.
Son of a bitch.
And then...
Oh, that reminds me. We actually got a celebrity endorsement from the CEO of Wells Fargo.
Oh, yeah?
In blackface.
In blackface.
In blackface. We can't play it. We can't play it.
We gotta really, goddamn.
Gotta reel those in.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this keeps happening.
Yeah, if you could, the fans at home, if you could please like, share, subscribe this show, and please don't do blackface.
Don't be in blackface
please
when you
just
do it.
Don't do it, ever.
If you're gonna tweet about us or write about us on Facebook, do not do it in blackface.
Also, write your local congressman. Tell them not to do blackface.
It is surprisingly...
Write Justin Trudeau. Tell him not to do blackface.
It is surprisingly an issue. Oh, God. So, America's Player. CBS decided...
Look, we know you have a lot of options when it comes to banking, and we thank you for not choosing Wells Fargo.
Don't do it. Fuck you, Wells Fargo.
All right.
America's Player. CBS decided they were going to take a guy. His name is Eric Stein. He's from New York, and he was a huge Big Brother guy. And they said, okay, I know you've dreamed about this for years. What if, instead of making your own decisions, voting for who you want to, or like targeting the people you want to when you win competitions.
Instead of playing the game the way you would play it yourself.
Yeah, instead, how about we have America vote on that? You do whatever they say, also you can't say no.
So they just have to, have to do the will of the people.
Yep.
And there's no way out of that.
So, every so often when he gets called into
But nobody else knows he's doing that.
No one else knows he's doing it.
Ooh.
Every so often, when he gets called into the diary room, they'll leave him a little envelope, and it'll say, for instance, you need to target Zach this week and get him on the block.
Yeah.
You need to make sure the veto gets used on Danielle. You need to spend, or you need to hide an article of everyone's clothing as a little prank. And for every so many things he does, which include gameplay and non-gameplay, he gets like a small sum of money over the course of the season. Should he not get voted out, he can accrue a big sum of cash.
Oh, hell yeah. I would do that in a heartbeat. Because that's like, you get paid either way.
Well,
it's not the same amount, but I mean, it's still...
Well, here's the thing.
Well, yeah, if you do something insanely dickish, they want to vote you out.
Yeah. Also, let's say, for instance, one person is both super entertaining, and America would never have you target him, and also very likely to win the game. Guess you're fucked. Guess you can eat shit. You're never winning.
Well, yeah, but you're getting paid for other stuff. So
every 3 tasks he successfully does, he gets $5,000. And for winning the season, you get $500,000.
How many tasks would they give him a week?
Usually, so it's who to target to get on the block, who to have the veto used on, and then one like non-gameplay.
Like,
one
funny
thing.
prank type thing.
Yeah. So he could earn $5,000 a week.
How many weeks does the show go for?
There's 14 people, so 12 weeks.
That's not bad.
That's $60,000. That's better than the second place prize.
If you make it all the way to the
if
to
you
the end.
make it all the
Yeah.
way to the end.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess in my thing, it's like I would do that because I'm not confident in my ability to not get voted out like almost immediately. So I
Exactly.
might as well try to make 5K.
I consider America's Player to be an enormous tragedy of a twist.
Yeah.
Because Eric Stein could have been an absolute killer at Big Brother.
Yeah.
So like every single one of his like non-gameplay things he usually like did because it's free money. But like getting an HOH potentially who's on the other side of the house as you to put up the person you want is crazy, and he's still successfully pulled those off most of the
So
time.
you didn't have to do every single one. You just for every 3 you did, you got.
Yeah, you try. You have to try them all. Sometimes you fail.
Oh, okay, but you have to try.
You have
can't
to try.
Not try. Okay.
The thing will says like you're going to target Zach this week.
Yeah, but you only get your money if he actually gets voted off.
Exactly.
Oh.
And
that's tough because there's fucking 11 other people voting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now sometimes Eric was very good with his words. Usually he could spin it in such a way that he could get it done. He got it. He was able to get the person America wanted him to target a large portion of like more than you would think.
Dude, honestly, like I like that because I like board games that are like you don't know what everyone's objective. Everyone has different objectives.
Yeah.
Like if it's a board game, if it's a game where everyone has the same objective, which is like to win the thing or acquire the most, whatever. But like when there's different things and you don't know what they are, that's fun. Because then like you don't know like when you're offering like a deal to somebody, you have no idea why they want it.
Right.
If it's like
So the reason I think it wasn't very good was they interviewed him at the end of the game and they were like, well, what would you have done differently? And he was like, oh, I would have targeted this person and this person. I wouldn't have done anything. This person would have gone out way sooner. And he would go into the diary room and be like, America, for the love of God, please let me target like this person. And every so often he would get the envelope and it would say like, do the opposite. And he'd be like, well, oh, well.
That's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I think he could have been looked back on as like an all-time great.
Did he ever come back?
No. He came back to host a competition, but never to play.
Yeah. At least I assume he got paid to host it. So there's at least
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, he still made entertaining good TV.
I'm pretty sure there's a minimum that you have to be paid for like television appearances by like network televisions.
Oh,
I
probably.
believe it's called Scale, which is like they're unionized.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, it must be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume fucking CBS.
Yeah.
I assume that CBS is using fucking union crews and shit like that.
Do you mean like SAG or?
Yeah, SAG's guild union, whatever, but it's similar.
Okay.
They collectively bargain every few years about like what the minimum pay rates are going to be and stuff like that.
Well, okay. I hope he did get like a good chunk for his appearance, because I firmly believe he should have been able to just run free. Also, like part of the way through the season, they did an interview when he was like HOH with his parents, and it went so badly because they showed the clip where it's like America's Player is Eric, and then his whole family goes, oh. They're like, no, he's wanted this for years.
And
this is his dream.
And now you're fucking taking the reins away from him.
Can't do what he wants.
God
And
damn.
every one of his family was like, fuck, why would you do this?
He's on fucking autopilot. God damn.
It was really funny. It was really funny.
Oh my god. It's true.
So,
All right. He's America's Player.
Yeah.
We've got 6 rivals.
yeah, we have
You know what would be cool is if one season they got 6 rivals who were all a 6-way rivalry, like a Royal Rumble.
what's the WWE match where the cages like open up one at a time?
Elimination Chamber.
The Elimination Chamber. That would rule.
What if they did Big Brother and it was like John Cena, Triple H,
Yo,
Dwayne Johnson?
I would watch the fuck out of that. That would probably be my new favorite TV program.
Because like they're not
of all
allowed to
time.
actually wrestle. They can only do social maneuvering. They can't.
Like,
all they can do is cut promos. They can't actually wrestle.
there's like one guy with actual social skills.
They cannot wrestle. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would watch the shit out of that.
It would be so funny.
All right.
We got also in the cast Zach Swiderski.
Swiderski?
Very hard last name to pronounce.
I knew a Matt's. No, I'm not gonna say his name.
He's just like this like big beefcake douchebag dude who wears almost specifically merchandise for his own website, dolphincrash.com.
Dolphin Crash?
Yes, just all the time. It's so funny.
I assume that's like, what is Dolphin Crash?
I have no clue. I think it used to be some kind of like media website or something. It's gone now.
Dolphin
Crash. He just like walks around and like tries to be social, but it's like very clear he has nothing in common with anyone. So he just like he just like looms into a room, just emerges,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Hey guys," and they're all like, "Oh, it's you. How's it going?" And then you have
So he wears his own merch. Does he walk around and it's just like, oh, Nike? Do you own that? Is that you, Nike?
what is Adidas?
Oh, hey, are you Tommy Hilfiger? I'm Dolphin Crash.
Maybe that's how you pronounce his last name, Zach Dolphin Crash.
Zach Dolphin Crash Ski. Well, it was Zach Von Dolphin Crash Ski.
Shut up! Fleeing the
They chased him
Nazis.
while fleeing the Nazis.
Oh my god! And we haven't even got to my favorite one.
Okay.
My favorite.
So he's just like a socially inept guy who wears his own merch.
Yes.
Okay.
The best one, bar none. Okay, better than Dick and Danielle and Eric and Zach Schwadersky. Jen. Jen is my favorite. She is this like airheaded ditzy lady who is super mean to everybody, and on the way into Big Brother had a bunch of custom shirts printed with her name on it in various jokes. And that's all she wears. So she just walks around and it's like, I'm a genius. Jensa member. It's so good. Everyone fucking hates her. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Nice to Jen you. Yes, that was just as clever as the other ones.
A bird in the
Trust
gin is worth two in the gin.
Bro, do you even Jen?
Oh, they're so funny. She only has like 3 or 4. I guess she has like multiples of each like saying, and just rotates them. And, it's so good. She's got one that says
when this Jen's a rockin', don't Jen a knockin'.
she's got one that says genius. Genius spelled with a J, which ironically is like in a cartoon, like a bad cartoon, how you would spell genius if you were a rube. And I don't think she understands the irony. Oh, Jen makes me so happy.
Oh my god.
She's just like petty and needlessly mean to everyone. She is.
So is this another one? Let me guess. This is another one of those people who's like immediately awful, and yet will probably made the final 4 because everybody knew they could beat her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lord. I wonder if that possibly backfired on anyone at all.
Weird. Like last season. Who could have predicted?
Who could have predicted?
So, some interesting social dynamics happen in the house pretty much instantly. First off, Danny, the daughter of Dick Donato, gets a kind of a crush on this guy in the house, Nick, which is immediately made very weird by the fact that her fucking dad is just walking around. You can't
Estranged, right?
You can't like spend time like canoodling because her fucking dad might walk in the room and be like, "Hey, fucking hands off, you weirdo."
And she'll be like, Dad, I haven't seen you in 20 years. Fuck off. Go fucking listen to your Motley Crue records.
No one
You
believes.
fucking piece.
No one believes that Slash. Cut to Slash. I love Evil Dick. I love
my
you.
God. That's Evil Dick?
Yeah, that's his name. He goes.
I was like, is there another Dick in
No,
that?
no. Dick Donato goes. His nickname is Evil, spelled like Evil Knievel, Evel.
Oof.
However, phonetically, it sounds like Evil Dick, which is way funny. That's like the single best nickname ever. It's amazing. And his behavior fits the bill. He absolutely terrorizes people. This is one of the like meanest, shittiest houses that has ever been on Big Brother. Everyone hates each other. Everyone acts super petty. They like very famously, Jen and Danny didn't like each other, and they would get into fights. And then Dick would like walk over with his sweet tea and just like throw it in Jen's face. And production like didn't stop this. Then Jen went.
As long as it wasn't a kitchen knife to your neck.
Yeah. Then the funniest
That's
part.
the line.
The funniest part
Sweet
is
tea is not considered a deadly weapon.
the funniest part about that interaction is Jen got really mad, understandably, that Evil Dick like technically assaulted her. Went and took all his cigarettes that he had packed for the whole summer, dumped them in the trash can, and then soaked them all in bleach. So he went into really bad nicotine withdrawals.
Oh my god!
So everyone got mad at Jen because now Dick was fucking irritable.
Yeah.
It was so good. She was,
I love that. I
she
fucking
was
love
like
that.
trying to get revenge for this wrong that had happened to her, and everyone's like, Jen, stop. We have to deal with Evil Dick when you do this.
Oh my god!
It is
It'd be like
so
it'd be like
good.
walking around the fucking Bruce Banner and just constantly like poking him with shit, like trying to get him to get mad.
Was Evil
Good
Dick
Lord.
would like, especially like after his cigarettes got destroyed, he would like walk around into people's rooms at night and like bang pots and pans together so they couldn't sleep the nights before competition. Just like, they're like having like game conversation, and generally etiquette as the house is that if you're having a conversation about game strategy, people leave you alone.
Yeah.
He would just like walk in there and start mocking them. Be like, "Oh, look at me. I'm Nick. I'm a big tough guy."
Yeah. Hey, we got any cigarettes?
Give me some cigarettes and I'll stop.
I once watched fucking Nikki Sixx fucking smoke 6 packs of Camels in a row.
No, he didn't. Poke to Nikki Sixx. I love Evil Dick.
I love Evil Dick.
Fucking, oh, God, I can't believe. He also, like, there were 2 women in the house, Jamaica and Amber, who were very religious, and Evil Dick he like, hates, like, religious people. So, like, they would get picked for the veto from the random draw, and they would be like, "Oh, thank you, God." And then Evil Dick would be like, "Ooh, magic God pulled your ball out of the box."
Like he wouldn't accept that it's just like a euphemism people use sometimes.
It's like, sometimes people do this. So mean.
Fucking asshole.
He's such a shithead.
What a piece of shit.
It's so funny though.
And by the way, he's like I'm imagining he's just wearing like a tap out shirt at the same time too.
You're not far off. He wears like wife beaters all the time.
Oh my god.
He wears wife beaters. He can't put on a proper shirt, but he can put in his like 12 face jewelry things. However,
Evil Dick.
what if I told you Evil Dick has
I don't think you could surprise me.
Evil Dick has a sensitive side.
Oh.
He loves his daughter, understandably. But, stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes you like exceptionally sensitive.
Yeah.
If you care about your offspring.
He will like often go to her and be like, "Hey, even if this is like bad for me in the game, I don't want the money. I want to repair our relationship."
Yeah.
Like, I always tried my hardest, and I know I've been really mean to you. I want to make it right. Please, please, please. If someone says something about me, tell me. The longer we can stay in this game, hopefully the better we can do at repairing our relationship. Mm-hmm. And this
Also, do you have any cigarettes?
also unrelated. Did Jen give you some of my cigarettes? I know you and her aren't talking, but
Oh my god.
it's incredible. And like also this year they did a lot of endurance competitions.
Really?
Yeah.
More than usual.
Like way more than usual, I remember.
Huh.
So like there's a lot of there'll be a lot of competitions where they'll be doing endurance, and then like Dick or Jen or Dustin will like lose their temper and just like quit and be like, "I fucking hate you guys." It's so funny. So like in order
fuck?
to balance out the fact that there are three people who they kind of learned from when they did the ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriend thing. They're like, all right, the first week the rivals are safe, can't vote them off. So what does the House do? They vote out one of the other halves of the rivals. They're like, well, hold on. These other three guys just know people in the House. Fuck them.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean?
Ugh.
It's so funny. And then Dustin and Joe get really into it. They're fighting all the time. And then the House votes out Joe, who's the huge Big Brother fan. And then every week Dustin goes on the camera like, hey, Joe, I don't know where your herpes came from, but I beat the shit out of you in Big Brother.
I eat it.
Just makes fun of him.
I wish I gave you herpes. Fuck off.
Every single one of these people are so mean.
So fucking toxic. I
They're
love it.
so mean. We also had like one of the worst alliances ever crop up this season.
Oh, what was it called? It had to have a name.
Yes, there was a lady. I loathe to call her a MILF because I don't like her. Her name's Kale, and she got the three big, tall, jacked dudes, which were Mike, Nick, and Zach Schwaderski. And they made
Dolphin Crash himself.
They made Kale's Angels. The problem with this alliance was that Nick...
It wasn't named after some sort of town or village.
No, just Kale's Angels. They were her angels, the dynamic was weird. We don't have to... The dynamic was weird.
It was weird.
It was weird.
I mean...
If you'll remember, Nick had kind of a crush on Danny and went and told her immediately. Who then told Dick immediately. Who then shouted it to the entire house while making fun of Kale and Nick.
Oh,
He went to the top of the stairs. He's like, hey guys, Kale and Nick and Mike and Zach are in an alliance and they're going to vote out Jamaica. I fucking hate Kale.
Oh my god.
So fucking good.
And so was Evil Dick another one of those guys where he didn't get voted out because people thought that they could beat him?
Yes. In fact, he did a very, very unique move that has only worked, I think, once in all of Big Brother, to my knowledge.
Which is being a fucking huge asshole to everybody?
No. So Danielle, his daughter, insanely good at competitions. We're talking Janelle level. She's super good.
Yeah.
So she would win a fuckload of stuff.
How is she at kissing creepy dudes upside down?
You
in
know
the
what?
rain in Manhattan.
You know what? Interestingly enough, she also had a weird fucking creepy moment with Nick that is super uncomfortable to watch. Yes. I don't know how this keeps happening. I don't know how they keep airing these things. Just keep it off the air. I don't want to see it. She wins a shitload of stuff, and Evil Dick wins a respectable average number of things. So together, they, in an uneasy alliance, kind of run the house, and everyone got tired of it very quick. They both got put up at the same time on a week that I believe Kale won head of household.
Yeah.
Puts them both up, and then no, this was pretty late in the season. Kale was out. Anyway, someone wins HOH. Put Dick and Danielle up. They're like, all right, we're gonna get one of you two out because you two are your bond grows stronger every week. You're not rivals anymore.
Right.
Also, Dick's an enormous fucking jerk. They go to the veto competition. Dick wins it, uses it on Danielle, doesn't even save himself. Because they're like, whoever they put up, I'm going to beat. An asshole. At this point, this was probably one of the funniest things that ever happened. At this point, he was really getting on Dustin's nerves because he kept saying homophobic things to him.
Who would have thought?
Hold your gasps.
Who would have thought?
Hold your gasps. The guy that is fucking throwing water in women's faces also doesn't like gay people too much.
You telling me a guy who nobody believes partied with Motley Crue?
Oh, so Dustin is like, listen, we could put up Amber, who will beat him handily, but I hate him and I want to beat him myself. And everyone was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. So thinking he has the votes, they put him up there, but it was kind of close. That week, Eric, America's player, goes into the room and they're like, you're going to vote out Dustin. And he was like, huh. So Dick didn't even use the veto on himself, used it on his daughter so that she could win, and then Dustin volunteered to go up and then got voted out. So good.
You gotta learn, people, never volunteer to fucking lose something.
Why would you do that?
Never volunteer, never trust someone when they say, don't worry, I won't vote you out.
I will never vote you out.
And never volunteer to go on the fucking chopping block because no one's telling you the truth.
It is incredible. Like, some of the players this season were, like, hilariously bad. And all of them were huge jerks. Which I think makes it one of the more entertaining seasons. I think it was, like, one of...
Well, yeah, that's good TV.
Super entertaining. Also, like, Dick and Danielle continue to run roughshod over everyone the entire season and only get, like, worse and meaner.
Oh, my God. Fucking idiots. So if everyone on this season is like an asshole, like a shitty person, how many of them did blackface on live on CBS?
I was actually just getting to the controversies.
Okay, here we go.
This is not the first time this
which
has
of
happened.
which of them went on to become the CEO of Wells Fargo?
Well, okay, so
And or Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
America's player Eric Stein from New York, Jewish guy, generally friends with everyone. Okay, just hanging out. Notably, like one of the very, very few non-jerks on the season.
And this is America's player.
Yeah, Eric. I don't know what he did, but he got under this woman Amber's skin really bad, and she was recently off of drugs.
Okay.
So one night the cameras captured her with the mic on, talking to one of her friend Jamaica, the two religious people. She's like, "You ever noticed Eric's got like that big nose and always acts all greedy and selfish?" Jamaica's like, "You really need to stop saying that."
You're just gonna I would just dial that way back.
He was like,
Jesus
hey,
Christ.
she was like, "Hey, don't say that." And she's like, no, he's like the first Jewish person I've ever met. Everything they say.
Wow, and he checks all the boxes.
Yeah,
oh,
like,
fuck
crazy.
off. Jesus Christ.
Like everything they say about them is correct. It's
Oh
like,
my
shut
God.
up, Amber. Stop talking.
Oh my God.
It was awful. You can find clips of it online, and you can tell Jamaica's like, "I would like to go inside.
I would like
so
to not
bad.
be associated. I would like to not be a part of this conversation.
Jamaica looks at the camera. It's so good.
She's
like,
one of these.
Now, like, this was like, check please.
Anti-Semitism.
It was like,
I remember we had a whole war about this.
oh
my God! Cue somebody in the comments. So, technically, World War II wasn't about anti-Semitism.
yeah, don't defend Amber.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I'm predicting. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
The Amber defense crew.
I know what you're gonna say.
Oh God.
Still say it though. We need the bump.
The engagement.
Still
Yeah,
say
I
it,
want the
though.
engagement, but also fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But-
go bank with Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Go bank with Wells Fargo.
So yeah, that was like the worst thing that had ever happened on Big Brother to date, which is truly saying something.
Yeah, well, because that's like overt. That's like a step above,
Using the euphemism.
the white people on the show like casually voting out the black person in the first round.
Yeah.
That's like at least nobody said out loud, "Hey, have you noticed that this guy is black?
Yeah.
And have you noticed that I don't care for him?"
This is like the first time that it was like, oh no, they're just taking like random people who are hateful.
Yeah, well,
and
at
putting
least,
them on the show.
At least before this season, like people tried to mask their hate.
They
a
were
little
like,
bit.
I don't know why. Amber
Yeah.
was just like random. It was like very random. She would sometimes say things and not give a shit that she was on camera. Other things that she would do, you could tell she was hyper aware she was on TV.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be, there was like no correlation at all, right? So like she had recently kicked drugs and she would do things like pray that her withdrawals and her cravings would go away. But the way she would do it is she would like go up in the HOH room and she would be like, "Dear God, I am struggling so hard right now. I'm so sorry that I had to turn to drugs to make me work harder so that I could do better at my job and provide for my family better. But it's taken a toll on me, and I really just want to be forgiven for doing all those things just to provide for my family and nothing else."
Well, you know what they say. God gives his greatest challenges to his most anti-Semitic followers. Soldiers. God damn.
Oh, but it's like you're clearly just like making up shit, like reasons you took drugs because you know you're on TV. But
Well,
then you'll
look,
go
I mean,
outside and just like
I don't wanna
spew
hold-
racism.
I don't want to hold that against anyone because we all have our reasons for why we do things, and we all make our excuses for ourselves. And drug abuse is a hard thing to deal with.
It is.
But the anti-Semitism part is where I draw the line.
She probably had like a really hard life.
I'm sure, yeah.
But, like,
I'm not trying to come down on somebody for having
It's
an
just like
addiction,
strange.
but I am
that-
going to come down on you for being a
being
blatant anti-Semite.
hateful and a bigot. It's just like weird how she was like so aware of the camera and then other times very nonchalant.
Yeah.
Also, Amber.
I bet she felt like I bet she felt like the only other religious, like, I assume they're both Christian.
Yeah.
I bet she probably thought the only other Christian in the house, like, would
Agree
have
with her.
Agreed with her.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
No, Jamaica was like also like kind of nice. It was like kind of really set her apart from the crew this season.
She was the one person just like, what the fuck is wrong with
yeah.
everybody?
Wow, these guys are sickos.
She's probably praying like, it's like, dear God, help these people.
Yeah, please.
Show them the light.
Please, God, says
Show them the light, and please send Evil Dick some fucking Marlboro Reds.
that woman who just wears her name on her shirt. Please help her calm the fuck down.
Please help her with her spelling.
Yeah.
Not how you spell genius. You don't spell genius that way.
Actually, funny enough, Jamaica, Amber, and Jen were a part of what I believe to be the single funniest moment in all of Big Brother history.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to skip over a lot of things that are going to sound very shocking, but just stick with me here. The decorative theme this year was Alice in Wonderland. For one of the competitions, they had to dress up in big rabbit suits. So they're all dressed like big rabbits.
And we'll just move right past that.
Move right past that. We already passed anti-Semitism. I think rabbit costume is well under the bar.
I think so.
Amber really needs to win this competition to stay in the game and ends up losing very fast. So her and Jamaica like go off to the corner and like take off their costumes, and Amber's like in tears because she cries all the time because she's going through drug withdrawals, which is hard.
Yeah.
So she's like in the corner
She's like,
crying.
actively going through it on the
Yes.
show. Like
Yes.
She didn't like recently go through withdrawal and then go on the show. It's
No.
actively happening.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
It's bad. They just the requirements were not high to be on the show in this era.
Well, yeah, but also like I feel like she probably needs like some kind of medical attention. Like if it's like a serious physical withdrawal like that.
Consider this. CBS,
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what kinds of drugs she was withdrawing from.
Methamphetamine. CBS.
Oh,
would,
yeah.
CBS would lose money if they treated her. CBS.
Oh
would,
yeah, because it's not as entertaining
Yeah.
as
CBS.
watching somebody suffer on
Yeah.
live
CBS
television.
would lose money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what they did was ethical.
I mean, I don't think we've ever. I think through the history of this entire show, I don't think we've ever used the word ethical.
That's fair. I would say not a single part of the production of this season in any facet was ethical, except for Jamaica trying to get away from the anti-Semitic person.
God. Yeah. No. Good job, Jamaica.
Yeah, really a cut above. So like Amber loses, starts crying and breaking down. Big Brother like puts on this like soft organ music in the background as she's praying for her like life in the game. Like, I need this money to feed my daughter.
Yeah.
Then Jen comes walking into frame right in front of the camera, filming her like, "You think I can get a belt for the bunny costume?" Like, wonder if they come in brown. Do you think they have a brown bunny costume? The organ music doesn't stop.
Oh my god.
So freaking funny. I had to stop watching. Haley and I had to come back to that episode on another night because I could not stop laughing when that happened. It was so good.
Well, you know, God gives his greatest challenges to his most bunniest. Fuck off. I don't know.
Geniuses. God only gives his hardest battles to his smartest geniuses.
Geniuses.
Yeah. All All right. So some quick rundown of some of the big events that happen. Whenever Evil Dick wins a tiebreaker on the chalkboards, he like throws it across the yard. This is not okay and is super against the rules, but they let Dick get away with it. They let Dick get away with a lot of things.
What is he throwing across?
The chalkboard. So he wins with the chalkboard and just like... It doesn't like do damage, but you're not supposed to do it.
What's the chalkboard?
So whenever there's a competition that goes to a tie, the tiebreaker will be a question to which the answer is a number. You write out your answer on the chalkboard, hold it up, and they determine the tie that way.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dick would win a couple of these over the season, and every time he did, he just like whoosh, like
celebratory,
threw it across the yard. You're not supposed to do that, but they let him get away with it, which is very funny. What? They let Dick get away with a lot.
So what happened? He did it the first time, and then they expressly told him not to do it again, and then he just did it again.
Did it again. Just did it again.
I don't imagine that like that rule existed before he.
Probably
drew it,
not. He did a lot.
I didn't think they needed a rule that said don't throw things.
Evil Dick did a lot of property damage in his time. They did. Dustin, one of the gay guys, ended up winning HOH one week, and then made all the other house guests parade him around like a king. Because during one competition, he dressed up as a king and they gave him a prop crown, which he kept. And he was like, okay, carry me in, everyone.
And they just did it?
Yeah, he was a tyrant. That guy sucked. It was
I
so
would simply
good.
not do it.
Yeah, you would think that. No, they did it because they didn't want to get put on the block because he was the HOH.
He gets to choose who goes on the block. You're right. You're right. See, I would have simply not done it, and then he would have said, "Hey, you got a lot of moxie, kid. I like your gumption."
Ah, this guy.
I like your gumption. I like your gumption, and I like how you're not Jewish.
Pulls Zach to the side. Listen, Amber's been talking to me about that Eric guy. Have you noticed? It's like, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm out.
I gotta step out. Fucking horrendous.
Don't be racist.
Do not.
Don't be anti-Semitic.
Do not do that.
Don't be homophobic.
We do not co-sign that, which is why we're not playing the Justin Trudeau blackface clip.
It's true. You're right. He offered us a huge sponsorship.
Yeah.
We would have been state funded by government funding. Government of Canada would have directly funded us
Big Bother
in cases of Labatt Blue out of their personal emergency reserves. But we said, you know what? We just can't because
we're not down with that.
Because you sent us a video of yourself riddled with blackface.
Yeah. More blackface than you would expect, which is not zero considering it's Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things happen over the course. This thing happens a lot where Dick gets mad at someone and wants them out and then makes Danielle win the competition to do it. Which is also very funny.
Oh my God.
It's immaculate.
All right. So I feel like we're coming to a point here. Final four. Are we at the final four yet?
We're at the final five. Okay. Final five. Now, Eric, because he has an incredible
gift. He's made it this far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible gift of gab.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's
a talker.
He has a showmance. This Kansas farm girl named Jessica. They are opposites.
Wow.
And they are super in love with each other. Mm-hmm. They get really far because Jessica is pretty good at competitions herself. Yeah. Eric is pretty good at competitions.
He's also a good social player.
Yeah. We have
when he's not just taking instructions out of a fucking envelope.
Yeah.
or she opens the envelope and
or wondering why Amber is giving him the stink eye.
Yeah, he just opens an envelope one day and it just says "be anti-Semitic" and he's like, "How?
What?
How?"
Oh, it said Amber on the outside. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it wasn't my envelope. Well, whoops.
Hey guys, Amber said I was hogging all the Lucky Charms. Oh. I don't understand.
Return address says CEO Wells Fargo.
We got all right. We got one side of the house.
All right, good.
We got Jessica and Eric. We got the other side of the house. We got Dick and Danielle. Mm-hmm. All right, Dick and Danielle have dodged all this heat all season. They finally make it close to the end. Things are getting kind of real. And then we have Zach and Jamaica. I'm sorry, we're at final 6, not 5. It gets time to vote. Danielle is head of household, and Jamaica and Jessica are on the block. And it gets time to vote, and Dick and Danielle know without a shadow of a doubt that Jessica is going home. But they have told Jamaica all week that she's going home. 10 minutes.
Any reason why?
So they could do probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Okay.
10 minutes before eviction, they pull Jamaica in, and they're like, look, Zach came and talked to us. He's willing to do what we say and vote Jessica out. But you have got to throw every competition for the rest of the season. You answer to us now, and we'll get you into final 3 to try to get to the end. And Jamaica's like, well, I guess so. And they're like, okay, we'll vote Jessica out. Get the fuck out of here. And as they had been planning to all week, they send Jessica home.
Yeah.
Jamaica goes, oh my God, they were telling the truth.
Yeah.
They really did change their mind 10 minutes before eviction and kept me. I'm going to throw all the competitions and let them win everything. So good.
Well, what's great is like, all you have to do is, oh wow, they were telling the truth. But
Anyway,
really, like, I didn't sign a contract.
Yeah.
I can still win competitions. Like, you still have a better chance of winning if you win competitions.
Anyway, I'm not going to
than
do
being
that.
at the mercy of these fucking 2 evil dickheads.
It's so funny.
God.
We whittled down. Eric, unfortunately, goes out at 5th right after Jessica. He's lost his only showmance. He's very distraught. He has to continue to leave Dick and Danielle in the game, despite the fact that he could dominate if they were gone. Because America says, target Jamaica, target Zach. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had to make a decision. Do I want the $5,000? Because like, what happens if he just doesn't target Jamaica? Do they just immediately eliminate him? Or do they just stop paying him?
I don't know. It wasn't.
Because at a certain point, if you have a shot at $500,000, you want to take the sure $5,000 maybe for your third little secret task.
Yeah.
Or do you want to say fuck America? Let me try to take my shot at $500,000.
The thing is about.
I don't know if he had the option to do that.
Yeah, the thing is about disobeying America's order at this point is, in order to target Dick and Danielle, he would have to win HOH and put them on the block. 1/4 of the people you're playing against are Danielle Donato, which is a hard thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then he has to win veto away from them to make sure that they don't veto themselves off one of the block and control half of the votes going into eviction night and split the vote and make you evict someone, right? So it's a monumental task to begin with. You generally would have to win both competitions to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
Right.
He's already things are kind of in an end of the chess game type situation where you have way less control over the future of things than you did at the beginning.
Sure.
Since there's only 6 people left, Danielle's going to be in every veto competition.
There's less people, there's less alliances to be made, there's less finagling to be done.
And Dick and Danielle have basically repaired their relationship at this point.
Yeah.
They're not breaking up.
They're basically a team now, yeah.
They're not breaking up.
Sure.
In fact, a couple times in the middle of the season.
Shit, for $500,000, I'll reconcile with your parents.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Also, halfway through the season, people would go to Danielle and be like, hey, if you get to the end of the game and you got Dick out, everyone fucking hates that guy. You would win. And she would be like, fuck you. That's my dad that you're telling me to fuck over? I don't like him, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah, sure. He's the family.
So it gets to the end of the game. They kick Eric out at 4th or 5th. Jamaica goes shortly after at 4th, leaving just Dick, Danielle, and Zach. They get to the final HOH competition.
So you hear that? They promised to take Jamaica to the last 3, and they fucked her over.
Wow. Who could have seen
that coming?
Who could have seen it coming?
Who could have seen it coming?
Fucking Dick, Danielle, Zach, Swiderski, Dolphin crash ski at the end.
Motherfucking Dolphin crash?
Dolphin crash, because he's a big fucking dude. This is really good in competitions to be.
Are most of the competitions just physical challenges?
Well, I mean, a not insignificant portion of the time, you have to do things like racing and climbing and hanging on to things. So, if you're
I thought they were more like puzzle and
there are
brain
puzzles.
tasks.
There are puzzles and brain tasks. He didn't win those. But, if you win, some amount of the time, you're going to go far.
Sure, yeah.
Also, he's a big dumb guy who can't iterate his words very well. And the final competition of the game is a verbal debate. So why would you kick him out? He's a big dum-dum, and no one likes him.
Verbal debate.
Right? Because you have to make your case. in front of the jury.
Right, yeah, that's how
They're
every
like,
season
oh yeah, I
ends,
would love to do it
That's
against
how-
him. He can barely
yeah.
construct the sentence.
That's how every episode, season ends, yeah.
Yeah, so they go to final 3. They have like fake rain going. They're hanging onto their key like above their heads.
Yeah.
Standing on a big fake mushroom that's like slanted so that you can't stand on it straight.
It's always a fucking a mushroom or a mountain with lava.
Yeah,
or
honestly,
fucking,
get some new material.
Like, can you not just build a stage, just a regular stage?
Well, then it wouldn't
that
match
looks
the
like
decor.
a stage.
It wouldn't match the decor of the set. Anyway,
Yeah, they didn't have stages in Wonderland.
they also have like a big pole that spins around, and you have to like play jump rope with the pole every time it gets to you. You have to
Every time it
hop
gets to
over
the end of the year, the game just
Or
turns,
you can
turns
do-
into a wipeout.
Or you do what Zach does, which is like step to the far end of the mushroom, and every time it comes by, he just like steps to the front end of it and
just
then backs,
wiggles around it.
Yeah, then just backs
Yeah.
up again. This endurance portion, unlike last season where it lasted like
10 seconds.
Yeah, like
'Cause
62
the one guy
seconds.
bailed, yeah.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
guy bailed. Everyone was very interested in winning this because Zach was, Dick and Danielle are close. Zach is not close with them. This endurance lasted like 7 hours.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Danielle eventually like slid off of hers because it's freezing cold and she's like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
So she's like, like shivering and like falls off and puts a towel on. And then later, like Dick is like doing the same thing. He looks like fucking, what's that? Is it like Home Alone where the guy like freezes? He looks like that. Like he's like shivering and like looking down. He's like comatose and dead in the eyes, just holding onto his key. Zach's over there like, hey, you getting tired, Dick? How you feel? I can do this for another 8 hours, buddy.
Good lord.
Danielle's like, hey, you need to like let go. You're gonna make yourself sick. So Dick's like, fine, and like throws the key and like steps off and Zach's like, yay, I'm going to the finals. I'm going to part 3.
Battery.
They do the next
Dolphin crash.
dolphincrash.com. The next part they do.
I still don't know what that is.
No, I don't either. The next part, I have no idea.
What if it's just pictures of dolphins like crashing into things? It's just like a Tumblr page with pictures of
It's my
dolphins.
collection of dolphins crashing into
No, it's
stuff.
pictures of dolphins or car crashes, but not together.
And you have to guess.
Yeah. Yeah, dolphin or crash.
Dolphin slash
was taken.
Most
so-
people don't see the semicolon in between
Yeah.
dolphin crash. The next part now is here's the next part. Okay, they set up 3 tanks of water that are like probably 10, 12 feet high. The way you get there's ladders on 2 of them and they're connected by like little tunnels that you swim through. What you got to do is in the first tank there's a bunch of pieces with the contestants' faces on them. You pick it up, you swim all the way through all the tubes. You get to the third part and there's like a big peg track where you put the faces in and then you like fucking slide it through like one of those, the like dentist toys that you find at like a dentist office where you like slide the peg through the wooden maze.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that, but you have to like
Children's toy.
the shape of the puzzle.
It's a game designed for a
children.
child whose brain isn't fully developed yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the puzzle is shaped in such a way that you're putting them in order that they were like HOH or the veto winner or something.
Okay.
And you're holding your breath because it's underwater. So every now and then you got to come up, you swim all the way back through all the tanks to go back to the first one to get more pieces. And then you swim all the way back and you arrange your pieces through the little wooden maze and you have to come up and get a breath. Now, one of these 2 people competing is Danielle Donato.
This is maybe, of all the final contests that you've described to me, this is maybe the most ridiculous.
They get worse over the years. They get more demanding.
Like, dude, this is like how they train Navy SEALs. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
dude?
it's insane. It only gets more crazy.
Like they'll throw like a fucking AR-15 into a pool in like 6 different pieces. You have to go put it together at the bottom of the thing, and you're not allowed to come up for air. Like that's some fucking military shit. dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
god damn. Disarm a bomb at the bottom of the fucking 15-foot fucking 33-degree icy waters. Like Jesus, dude. Like fuck.
Wait,
off.
just wait till we get to Trebuchet trivia. you just
No,
wait.
that's where they show you 2 pictures, and you have to say, is this a trebuchet or is it not? Or is it not a trebuchet?
Is it a dolphin or is it a crash? Zach's
Yeah,
like,
trebuchet-
I've been preparing
no,
for
sorry,
this.
technically that's a catapult. You stupid bitch.
Fuck you. So one of these 2 people competing is Danielle Donato, 25-year-old super athletic woman who wins everything. And the other is Dick Donato, a habitual smoker
Yeah.
who's 44.
Yeah.
And like
Friends with Motley Crue.
friends with Motley Crue, could barely swim. when I tell you Evil Dick fucking smoked Danielle in this one, it is insane.
He's just a good swimmer.
I guess so. I did not think he was going to win this. But he like crushed that puzzle. I think she like dropped a thing in the bottom of like the middle tank at one point or something.
Oh.
And like had to go back and lost a bunch of time.
Yeah.
And like she didn't realize till the end. But Dick goes to the third part, right? Mm-hmm. And at this point, he starts talking to Zach. And he's like, all right, let's be honest. I can't beat my daughter. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do is if I win, Zach, I'll take you to the end. And if you win, you can take me to the end. And I'll just like buy her stuff with the winnings. Because I can't beat her. She won a bunch of competitions. And Zach's like, you can see in Zach's like stupid brain dead head for a minute. He's like, oh, I believe him. He's like, oh, I really think he's going to do it. He's stupid enough to take me.
Of course he would choose me over his daughter, whose love he's been trying to regain over these past 12 weeks.
They go into the final part.
Of course, it's me, Zach.
It's me, Zach. Zach Swiderski. They go to the third.
Of course he loves me more than his own daughter.
So, like, going into the final competition, Evil Dick was going to Zach and being like, I'm taking you. Yeah. Gets to the part where it's, like, trivia about your other house guests, and Dick wins by, like, 2 points, right? And then he goes, Danny, we did it! We did it, Danny! We got to the end! You and me, Danny! We're the first two to ever do it!
He's just flipping off Zach the whole fucking time. Danny! We did it, Danny! Danny, we did it! I love you! Just right in your fucking face. He starts spitting. Spitting on him.
Throwing sweet tea in his face.
Sweet tea. He finds a cup of sweet tea. Nobody knew. They thought they'd banned it from the set.
Fuck you, Zach.
He throws a chalkboard at his face. Evil fucking dick. So he takes his daughter to the finals. Obviously. Fucking obviously.
We did it, Danny.
God.
We did. He was like, Mike, Boogie, and Will couldn't even get to the final two as a duo.
Oh my God.
And meanwhile, Zach's just in the background like, oh.
I thought we had something special, Dick.
So good. Why did I trust the guy named Evil Dick?
Just the sad organ music starts playing while Zach's deleting his recent purchase of dickcrash.com.
Jen walks in with a bodysuit.
Dolphindick.com.
You think I got belts for the... Oh.
All right. So it's Evil Dick and fucking less evil Danielle. I don't know what they call her.
Just Danielle. Danny Donato and Dick Donato.
Danny and Dick.
Oh, they sit down at finals. Danielle won a bunch of competitions. I tried to separate myself from my dad, but I've just been seen in his image all game. I hope you can evaluate my game. Dick's like, well, I was trying to pull the strings. I blew up Kale's big alliance. I used a veto on Danielle while I was on the block and beat it. And then, it gets to the part where the jury questions, right? Mm-hmm. They ask a bunch of questions. They end up asking...
Zach's like, did you even love me at all?
Dustin's,
the guy you've known for exactly 12 weeks?
Dustin's like, where did Joe's herpes come from? I don't...
Evil Dick's like, it was me. The sweet tea was herpes infected.
Amber is like, have you noticed every head of a media company is
Fuck, dude, I will spit beer over the camera.
Amber's like, Amber, shut up.
Amber, shut up.
We talked about this, David
Amber,
Murdoch.
shut up.
David Murdoch is not Jewish. You're making this up. It's fucked up. So, like, one of them...
She's like, I think blackface is funny. Shut up, Amber. Shut up.
Amber.
You're wrong about everything.
Get this woman some meth so she'll shut up. Work hard for her family. They fucking... eventually, like, one of them asks, like, hey, Dick, why do you deserve to win this and not Danielle? And Dick would be like, oh, because, like, I made all the social moves, and Danielle didn't really do that. She won a lot of competitions, but... I think like I did way better talking to people and like making the moves. This upset the fuck out of Danielle.
Really?
After the interview, she's like crying and like, I can't believe you would trash my game like that. And he was like, what did I do? He's like, so like, it seems like he like ripped apart their relationship at the very last minute.
With one fucking comment.
With one comment. Comes time. All right, judgment time. 7 votes. Winner gets $500,000. Loser gets $50,000. Third place gets fired. That's a reference to Glenberry Glen Ross. I couldn't make the metaphor work.
Did you say Glenberry Glen Ross?
It's not. Isn't it Glenberry Glen Ross?
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry. I always
Yeah.
mix. I always thought it's the thing.
I like that's the long-awaited sequel, Glenberry Glen Ross.
I always think when I've never seen that like movie. I always think it's talking about like a real estate. It's because they're like selling stuff. So
they're selling something. I've never seen it.
My brain always
They're
is like
salesmen.
my brain is always like, oh, it's Glenbury. It's like a neighborhood. I don't know. Cut this whole fucking bit out.
I don't. I honestly, I know nothing about that movie. I think it was based on a play at one point.
It was, I think, Death of a Salesman.
No,
No.
that's its own thing.
Anyway.
Death of a Salesman is one thing. Glengarry Glen Ross is another. And then they made a movie. They've made movies of both. But,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, 7 votes. Winner 500,000. Loser 50,000. What's your call? What's your thing? What are your thoughts based on what I've told you?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know, honestly, because like I feel like Danielle might have been slightly more. I feel like everyone hated these people, both of them.
Yes.
Almost equally. I feel like Dick was a little more obnoxious about it. Yeah.
They did not hate them equally. I can tell you that much.
So I don't know. Does Eric get to vote his own way now, or
No,
is
he
still
votes where America says.
Really, still, even in
Yes.
the jury.
Can't cast his own jury vote.
Fucking goddamn.
It's ridiculous how they fucked that dude.
God. First Jewish guy on Big Brother, and this is how they do him.
Crazy.
Is he the? I don't even know if he is.
I have no clue. Let me think.
Yeah, don't quote me on that.
I don't. I couldn't even begin to tell you.
But good lord.
I can't. Let me give you the vote. Okay.
Do it. Give it to me.
5-2.
I feel like that's not enough votes.
5 and 2 is
I
7.
thought there was 8 in jury.
There's 7.
I thought it was 8.
7. There can't be a tie.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yep. 5-2 is the final vote. The winner.
Evil Dick.
Evil Dick.
Evil fucking Dick.
Evil Dick wins handily. The 2 votes that Danielle got were Dustin, because Evil Dick said a bunch of homophobic things to him, and shockingly, Jen. I have no idea why
Even though
voted
she
that.
got tea thrown in her face. That was her, right?
Yeah. Well, Dick did that to her.
Oh, so she voted for
Danielle.
Yeah, gotcha.
But, like, she didn't like either of them, but I got the impression that she...
I mean, I'm not going to vote for the guy who threw a drink in my face.
That's a very fair point. That is
I literally think that's it. That's
that
the
could be
deciding
it.
factor.
Oh, yeah, like you assaulted me.
Pretty simple.
On TV.
Pretty simple.
Humiliated me.
Yeah. Pretty simple choice. So even Zach still voted for him after he got dicked over?
Yes. He was like, oh, this guy's good at Big
Oh,
Brother.
wow, he's pretty good.
Kale, who he like screamed about from the top, voted for him.
Destroyed their alliance.
Both Amber and Jamaica, who he called like people who believe in magic wizards, who they voted for him.
Wow. I mean, maybe they just respected the game that much.
Maybe so.
They were like, this guy's a piece of shit, but goddamn, is he good at being a piece of shit?
Yes.
Because that's what the game's about.
It is. Be a scumbag. You will win Big Brother. Evil Dick becomes the oldest person to ever win Big Brother at 44, a record that's still held today.
Wow.
He would go on to compete 1 more time. Danielle would go on to compete 2 more times. They are the only 2 people to return from this season.
Wow. Are they still in good standing?
So the next time they competed...
Have they re-estranged?
I don't know. The next time they competed together and they told everyone, oh, since the last Big Brother, we haven't spoken for 2 years.
Wow.
It's hard to say if they were just trying to trick people and they actually, or if they really, because like
create some drama, or
yeah,
if it was legit.
It's because like if you lie to people and tell them like, oh yeah, we haven't talked to each other, then like they're unlikely to target you together or think that you're secretly working together.
Yeah.
However, like they also seem like they don't like each other very much, so maybe they did actually estrange again.
Well, that's the thing is like in the vacuum of you can't leave this house and nobody in here really wants to be your friend. I'm sure it's easy to repair a relationship like that.
Yes.
But once you're out in the real world and you're like, oh, there's like, we aren't like somebody has to pick up the phone.
Exactly.
And then when they do pick up the phone, they have to not be a huge piece of shit.
There's
so like
one big enormous detail I forgot. Evil Dick cheated. Because of Evil Dick, they had to change the rules of the game.
How did he cheat?
So he wins HOH at one point near the very end of the season.
Yeah.
It is his first HOH.
Uh-huh.
He had agreed with his son that when he won HOH, his letter from home would be from his son and would include a coded message as to who he should target. So the way it would work is his son would tell him, there would be like a code phrase that would either say like, the person I'm going to encode in the letter, either you should make an alliance with them or you should target them for eviction. So he sent the message like, you should target this person for eviction, and then the two coded words pointed towards Eric Stein. It had to do with like their initials. I'm not sure the entire like how the code worked, but he talked about it later in interviews. So he knew that Eric was trying to get him out because he got a letter from outside the game of someone watching the show.
So that's why he voted for Eric.
That's why they
put
voted
Eric
Eric
on board,
out before Jamaica.
Wow.
So from then on, CBS would retain all letters coming in and edit them such that the sentiment remained the same, but the exact wording is always different. He arranged
So they rewrite the letters. Basically.
Yeah. He arranged to get outside help, and because of that, no one can get a letter from their family anymore.
Evil fucking Dick.
I'm surprised it took 8 years for someone to realize that when you get a letter from your family, they can send you a coded message.
Most people probably just like. Most people probably like. If I asked my siblings to send me a coded message, they'd be like, "Fuck off!" Like I don't know how to make a code.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
Eat shit. Play the game. And my siblings like me. Like my siblings like me.
Oh.
Yeah, like, or they'd be like, what would actually happen? They'd be like, I'll see what I can do. And then,
They never watch Big Brother.
They wouldn't send a letter at all. Yeah. They wouldn't. Yeah. They would have just forgot about it.
You win
Like,
HOH.
The deadline would pass.
You win HOH, and they're like, your letter's from your mom. And you're like, fuck. You fucked me again, Rob.
Yeah, Rob. And then like, a week later, Rob's like, "Oh, sent that letter." I'm like, "It's too late, you piece of shit."
No, you didn't.
Sent me an email.
Get home from Big Brother, you check your email, and Rob's like, "Target Erica." You're like, "What? What do I do with this?
Coded. It's not even coded.
What do I do with this?" Oh God. Yeah, that's the story of Evil Dick Donato, the main character and only person who matters from Big Brother 8.
Evil
because
Dick
he got
Donato
70% of the screen time, I'm sure.
Beat his own daughter in Big Brother.
He would then go on to buy...
Tricked a big dumb man into thinking he cared about him more than his own daughter.
We did it, Danny! So good to just watch Eric deflate. Just like, oh.
And there's Amber, the publicly anti-Semitic person.
Yep. Jamaica, the lady that got lumped in with her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Jamaica
was nice.
The very nice
Jamaica
lady.
was nice.
Maybe immemorable. And then several other, I can't, there's America's Player, Eric Stein.
Eric Stein.
Big Dumb Zach, Dolphin Crash.
Yep.
A lady named Jessica.
That's Eric's showman.
Eric Showmance. And then Jen, who got tea thrown in her face and loved putting her names on shirts.
Yes.
And that is all I remember.
There's a lot of other people, but watching the season feels a lot like this, kind of, because these other people, despite the fact that they do get some camera time when they like win competitions or they have fights, a lot of the camera time is on Dick. Like, almost to the point where it's like, what are these? Are we watching a game show anymore? Like,
yeah, the only thing I remember about Kale is that she had a short-lived alliance that had a bad name.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
was blown up by Evil Dick within an hour.
It was so funny. Then she like, one of the best parts is like, Danny wins HOH, and then she goes to talk to Dick, and she's like, listen, I really think we should mend fences between us. I think we should do better. And Dick like leans in real close and he's like, why are you saying this? Is it because you made an alliance against me and tried to get me out? Then he just walks inside and he's like, Kale's trying to make an alliance with me.
I thought you were going to say you leaned in real close and says, hey, have you ever seen Spider-Man? Have you ever seen Spider-Man? What was the horribly awful creepy thing? We got to get out, but what's the awful creepy thing that you said happened?
Okay, so at one point, Nick, who is one of the guys in Kale's Angels who eventually would blow the whole
Big
thing
dumb
up.
jock. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dumb jock. He's really, really infatuated with Danny.
Okay.
And then at one point, they're like laying in bed. And she's laying in like one of these little like cots like on the floor next to him. And he's like looking down at her. And he's like, hey, bro, I got a little present for you. And she's like, what is it? He's like, just close your eyes. And he like starts to lean in and pucker up. And she's like, no.
No, I actually haven't seen Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
He's like, do it. Close your eyes. Do it, Danny. Close your eyes for me. And she keeps being like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to be out of this situation, right? He's like, just close your eyes. Close your eyes, Danny. I've got a little present for you.
Gross.
It's so weird.
How many times do you ask if you're being told no?
He asked so many times.
Jesus Christ.
It's so uncomfortable. Because she's clearly like, I would like to go to sleep and for you to not talk to me right now.
Yeah.
I get you're cute and all, but we're not doing this on TV.
Yeah,
we're on TV.
fuck off.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
He's like,
Stop making that noise. Stop making that noise. Stop making that noise, or so help me, I will air the advertisement from Wells Fargo.
What? No, don't.
All right, that has been Big Bother, episode 9, season 8.
Yeah, hey,
Look at you using the correct amount of fingers on each hand.
Are you kidding me?
On each hand.
In your system, I would have done this. This.
No, that's different because it's the same.
Are you insane?
It's an even number.
You're changing the rules.
It's an even number.
No, don't do
2.
this shit. No.
That would be weird.
That
would be weird.
Okay, I'm vindicated. I am vindicated. I'm taking off this mic. I'm not fucking...
Like, share, subscribe. Don't bank at Wells Fargo.
Don't do that.
Fucking remind Justin Trudeau every day that he's done blackface twice.
Blackface. Maybe next time...
I don't know his policies, so I'm not going to say don't vote for him because I don't know. But definitely don't let him forget that. That's for sure.
Let's go over next episode is season 9. What is like in the running for worst season of all time. So it's going to be very fun to talk about.
Whereas season 8 was the worst people in a season of all time.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like highly rated.
I think it only gets. You said they only get worse from here, though, right? Like the people, the quality of people.
No, some seasons are super good. Okay. Like we still have the best.
No, I mean, like the quality. Like they might be good players, but they're like dog shit people.
No.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, 9 is bad.
Like, share, subscribe. Check out our other shows on the YouTube channel. Industry Special, where we interview restaurant people and drink a lot and have a good time. More to come.
Next week we'll get into how you think the J.K. Rowling stuff's a bit of a witch hunt.
Hold on, let me just pull out my Wells Fargo credit card. That's all. Go home, everybody. Get home safe. God damn. A bit of a witch hunt, he says.
That's a topical.